Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So it's actually been a while since I've last talked to you, I think. So to kind of preface this whole video, I just want to say that this painting that I did for Wonwoo's birthday, I'm actually not very fond of. Now, that being said, I'm growing more to like it. Like, the more I've watched the footage and looked at the painting, I'm feeling more better about it. But at the time of painting it, I was very frustrated. Probably because, like, I think if you're a fan of 17, you probably can tell that I think by the end, it doesn't really look like Wonwoo. Heck, even the sketch itself, there's already issues with his facial proportions, shape of like certain features, like such as the eyes and the nose, and then the jawline is incorrect. So yeah, that's some of the reasons on why I don't like it. Now, the thing is, even though I know the features and stuff that I drew were not accurate, for some reason I went to still paint it, which was a mistake on my part. I usually don't take that long to actually do the sketching portion of the face. I am usually more comfortable doing portraits and doing realism, so usually it's not too much of a struggle. I'm definitely more comfortable doing graphite work. If you actually saw, I think recently on my Instagram, since this video is coming later, I posted this painting alongside with a sketch of Wonwoo from my sketchbook, and that sketch of Wonwoo is actually more accurate to what he looks like, and it's probably because I'm definitely more comfortable by using graphite to render a face as well as to take my time, because I do like a light sketch first, fix the proportions, and then I go heavy with the pencil, and then after I go in dark, I slowly build up my tones. Now, similar to watercolor, I actually do a lot of my washes first, and then sometimes I go straight in to do a lot of the darker colors. So maybe like the nostrils, or like even the eyelids, or even if they have dark hair, I'll sometimes block that in, so I know my range of values that I want to use for the painting. So the problem with immediately painting after the sketch is that I should have fixed the sketch prior, and that would have solved the problem to having this issue of Wonwoo not looking like Wonwoo, and me as a Wonwoo stan having issues of what he looks like in the painting that I did. So kind of to give a little bit of background on my graphite work versus my watercolor work. So I started more recently on watercolor compared to my graphite work. So my watercolor stuff was kind of picked up. Like I dabbled in watercolor since like I think the end of high school and a little bit in first and second year, but I did a lot of like, I do outlines in pen and then I paint over it, just kind of like a coloring book kind of style. So like not really much like rendering, very flat, very colorful, but very bold. But more recently I like doing more soft stuff. I love doing portraits. So it wasn't until about third year, after I was struggling with oils, I switched back to acrylics, which I was more comfortable in. But acrylics was already like a medium that I was fighting with. So I think I talked about this in a previous video, so I won't touch on it too much. But I find it easier to work light to dark rather than dark to light, which is more akin to oils and acrylic. But watercolor obviously works from light to dark, and that is kind of the way how I work with graphite. Even though I do enjoy doing like the occasional reduction drawing where you start off with a dark background and you do a lot of lifting to pick up your highlights. But the reason I struggle with watercolor more is I'm just like not practiced. I haven't done a watercolor portrait since like Channy's birthday. If you don't know Channy is Dino from 17, and his birthday was in February. So I've been about 5 months out of practice in terms of painting like portraits. I like to do portraits with their birth flowers for their birthdays usually. So for Wonwoo's painting, I actually had larkspurs surrounding him. And I think I stuck petals in the graphite drawing because I couldn't fit larkspurs without crowding it too much in my graphite drawing. So graphite I've been doing since forever, I guess. Like probably since, like, pencil was my first medium that I ever chose to do, but I didn't pick up doing realism until high school. In high school, I always did graphite drawings. I just used a normal mechanical pencil in my sketchbook, and I just kept rendering and rendering, and I was never good at like observational drawing, but the more you practice, the more you get better, and my realism drawing with graphite is a lot better. Obviously, there's still a lot of things that I need to fix, and I'm not like exactly proficient in it, just more proficient in graphite compared to my watercolor. So watercolor I started doing in about my 3rd year, and then something clicked in my head, was like, oh, you actually do know how to do like watercolor paintings. And I actually had a lot of fun doing watercolor like portraits. I recently, I think beginning of last year, just after Inktober, I switched to doing more of a lineless watercolor look, where I do the line art in watercolor rather than inking prior to painting. So I'm learning a lot of stuff gradually and slowly changing things. There's a lot of things I regret with this painting. Even looking at that jawline right now, it's like, whoa. Like the perspective of the jawline in general doesn't make sense at the time that if you're looking at the screen right now. I did a lot of like touch-ups and fixing after the fact. So the picture that you see posted to Instagram is probably the more updated version compared to what you see at the end of the video. Now, rambling aside, I do have a few videos I want to pre-record, and anyone who read the description, I know one person did because they commented on my last video, but I'm planning to do maybe a 2 to 3 part mini series of kind of like a convention prep or convention vlog. It will be like minimal talking, a lot of like sped up footage, but you guys get to see a little bit more of my behind the scenes, since I do a lot of the merch making and assembling and stuff by myself. I know some people on Instagram were actually shocked that I did all the keychains myself. Like I put on the key rings, the little jump rings on the charms. If the charms don't have any loops on them, I make my own eye pins. Like I assemble everything. I will assemble packaging. I bought new packaging for more eco-friendly options, and then I'll be doing like stickers and prints, and I'll be showing you guys how I print everything. I might do a mock-up, not a mock-up, like a pre-assembly of my convention setup, and then hopefully I'll get some footage when I'm at the convention. I'll probably film a few things like on my phone. I might bring my DSLR and do a little bit of filming so you guys get to see the experience of, I believe, my 2nd time at an anime convention, which will be in August. So August 11th, or no, August 8th to the 11th. So 8th is the setup, and then the 9th to the 11th is the actual con days. But yeah, I feel like I'm talking really fast right now, so I'm just gonna wrap up the commentary right now, or the voiceover, so I can just take a break because I'm short on time. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with hopefully a sketchbook video, hopefully sketchbook doodles video. But yeah, see you guys next week. Bye.